Unit 4, Lesson 4A, Exercises 4 and 5. 1.
It's minus 10 degrees Celsius and there's a lot of ice everywhere. On cars, on trees, on houses. The ice is 10 centimeters thick in some places. In a strange way, it's beautiful to look at, but icy roads are dangerous for drivers and pedestrians. And there are many homes in the area without electricity. We're expecting a little snow this afternoon.
2.
There is some snow on the ground, and already it's impossible to see more than a few meters ahead. There isn't any fog, but the wind is blowing the snow into my face. It's difficult just to open my eyes. It's very cold, it's very windy, and this reporter is very glad to be going inside now.
3.
It's early in the morning, just after 6 o'clock. There's a little frost on the grass after a cold night, but it's sunny and temperatures are starting to rise, so it won't be frosty for long. There aren't many clouds in the sky, so I don't think any rain is on the way. But, of course, conditions can change quickly.
4.
For residents of this town, it's another cold, grey winter day. Temperatures are around 0, but because of the icy wind, it feels like -5. There's a lot of snow in people's gardens, but the roads are clear now. However, there's a little ice on the pavements, so pedestrians have to be careful. It isn't snowing at the moment, but they say more snow is on the way.
5.
It began this morning. The sky became very cloudy and the air felt stormy. There were a few showers and it was windy too. Everyone knew what was happening, and many people left their homes and went inland, away from the coast. Now there's a lot of rain and the wind is extremely strong. Nobody is outside. It isn't safe.
Lesson 4C, Exercise 1.
There are 2 people in the doorway of a house. They are cleaning up after a flood. They are wearing trousers and hoodies. The boy on the left has a blue t-shirt and red shorts. He's crying. Next to him there's a man with a blue bucket. He is emptying the water into a container. The water in the street is brown and muddy. Behind them there is a woman. She looks very unhappy.
Lesson 4C, Exercise 2. 1.
Bye, Mum. I'm off to school now. See you about 4.
Don't forget your coat. It might rain this afternoon.
OK, I've got it.
2.
I can just see the tornado on the horizon, but it's very dark out there.
It's the storm clouds. Shall we go out and take a closer look?
I feel safer here because we can take cover in the cellar. And what about your lunch?
I'll finish it later. I'm going out to take a look. Bye, darling.
3.
The sun's so hot. Shall we get an ice cream?
Oh, not yet. I'm still full from breakfast.
Well, I'm going to. Where's the money Mum gave you?
Oh, no. I left it on the kitchen table.
Oh, well done. Shall we go for a swim?
OK. Can we leave our bags here?
Yes, they'll be OK. We can see them from the water.
Lesson 4C, Exercises 3 and 4. 1.
Can you tell me what happened?
It was terrifying. It was in the middle of the night, so we were in bed. Everything started to shake. A few moments later, the back of the house collapsed. We all rushed outside and stood in the street. Luckily, we all survived and no one was injured.
And this place is now your home?
Yes, we came here yesterday. The church has been very helpful. We have food and water and a roof over our heads, so it's better than nothing. But we've lost everything.
2.
There's been virtually no rain in the region for the past 2 years. Normally it's very rainy at this time of year, but the last rain was 2 months ago. My organisation back home raises a lot of money and sends it out to us. My job is to spend it on food and drinking water, but we urgently need more. The government here provides some food and water, but it isn't enough. Politicians make a lot of promises, but they often break them. Hopefully, the rain will come before long.
3.
Did you see that fire on the news last night?
No. Where was it?
In California.
Was anyone killed?
I don't think so, but it destroyed a lot of houses. The pictures were shocking. The fire moved so fast.
How did it start? Was it lightning from that storm yesterday?
No, there weren't any storms in California. Somebody lit a fire in the forest.
So it wasn't an accident?
Well, it was, actually. They were going to have a barbecue.
That was a bit stupid in the middle of a heat wave. Did they find the people who started it?
Yes, they were the ones who phoned the emergency services.
4.
Scientists said last year that it was going to erupt. Well, it finally erupted a couple of days ago and lava poured down the mountain. It destroyed a village and, sadly, a number of people lost their lives. And the eruption continues. You can still see lava coming out of the ground high up on the mountain, and clouds of smoke are still pouring from the top. But it isn't as bad as it was yesterday.
5.
During the fishing trip, the weather was fine, mostly sunny and warm. The sea was quite calm, and we were about to return to the port when we saw a wave on the horizon. We were quite close to the shore, maybe only a kilometre away, but instead of returning home, we decided to sail out to sea towards the wave. This sounds mad, but waves like this are actually quite low when they are far out to sea and only become big as they reach shallow water near the coast. It was a wise decision as the boat rode easily over the wave. The wave caused a lot of damage when it reached the shore, but luckily no one was killed.
Lesson 4E, Exercise 2.
Global Warming Fact File. The Earth is heating up. The average surface temperature is 0.75 degrees Celsius higher now than it was 100 years ago. When we burn fossil fuels, they give off greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, CO2. This causes global warming. We have cut down over 50% of the Earth's rainforests in the last 60 years. These are important because they remove CO2 from the atmosphere and add oxygen. They are also home to over half of the world's plant and animal species. Some scientists believe that by 2050, about 35% of all plant and animal species could die out because of climate change. Sea levels are rising and the polar ice caps are melting. Scientists say that fossil fuels like coal and gas may run out by the year 3000. So we need to develop alternatives, such as renewable energy and nuclear energy.
Lesson 4F. A bumpy ride.
In February 2007, about 200 paragliders were in Australia for a few days to prepare for the World Championship. They included Eva Wisniewska, a German paragliding champion. One morning, as the competitors were getting ready to take off, they noticed that a thunderstorm was approaching. However, they decided to carry on. After all, these were the best paragliders in the world. They were certainly skillful enough to keep away from some dark clouds. Or so they thought. Unfortunately, as the competitors took off, the weather quickly became worse. Eva tried to get away from the storm, but two enormous clouds came together and trapped her. That was the start of the most terrifying and dangerous experience of her life. The clouds pulled Eva up inside the storm like a leaf in the wind. She flew higher and higher, with lightning and hail all around her. I was shaking, she told reporters afterwards. The last thing I remember, it was dark. I could hear lightning all around me. She rose to an altitude of nearly 10,000 meters. That's higher than the top of Mount Everest. And then she lost consciousness. At that height, the temperature was about minus 40 degrees Celsius, and there was very little oxygen. Death seemed certain. For 40 minutes, Eva was unconscious. When she woke up, she was still inside the storm. It was dark, and hailstones were flying past. They were as big as tennis balls. Her glider was spinning above her head, but it was still in one piece. Eventually, Eva came out of the storm cloud and saw a small farm on the ground. She headed towards it and landed safely. She fell to the ground and rolled over, too weak and confused to call for help. When her team reached her, she was 60 kilometers away from the place where she took off. She was covered in ice, but alive. Godfrey Wennis, the organizer of the championships, described Eva as the luckiest woman in the world. This is like winning the lottery 10 times in a row. That's how lucky this woman is. There's no logical reason why she got away with it, he said. Sadly, a Chinese competitor was not as lucky as Eva. He flew into the same storm and died. Eva had frostbite on her ears and legs and went to hospital for treatment. But a few days later, she competed in the World Championship. Flying is too fantastic to stop because of an accident, she said.
Lesson 4G, Exercises 3 and 4. Student 1.
The first photo shows 3 teenage girls and a boy. I think they're at a music festival. They're walking down a muddy path. In the second photo, I can see a street market at night. It can't be in Britain because some of the shop signs aren't in English. In the foreground, a young man and woman are walking along the street. In the background, there are a few other people. Both photos show people in their free time. One obvious difference is that the first photo is taken during the day and the second photo is taken at night. In the first photo, it must be a rainy day because they're wearing raincoats. In the second photo, it must be a cold night because the people are wearing winter coats and scarves. In the first photo, the people don't look very happy, especially the girl in the middle and the boy in the background. Perhaps they're feeling fed up because of the weather. In the second photo, the man and woman are probably feeling cold but not unhappy.
Student 2.
In the first photo, I can see a big crowd of people in a very wide street. They're standing on the pavement and they're watching a parade. There are lots of flags. The second photo shows a group of 4 people. I think they are in a field. They are walking towards us. They're wearing raincoats and boots. The common theme in the photos is festivals. The people in the second photo are at a music festival, and the people in the first photo are at a street festival, I think. One obvious difference is the weather. In the first photo, it is warm and dry, but in the second photo, it's rainy. The people in the second photo don't look very happy, probably because of the bad weather. I can't really see the expressions on the faces of the people in the first photo, but I imagine they're happy as they're at a festival and the weather is fine.
Lesson 4G, Exercise 6. Student 2.
In the first photo, I can see a big crowd of people in a very wide street. They're standing on the pavement and they're watching a parade. There are lots of flags. The second photo shows a group of 4 people. I think they are in a field. They are walking towards us. They're wearing raincoats and boots. The common theme in the photos is festivals. The people in the second photo are at a music festival, and the people in the first photo are at a street festival, I think. One obvious difference is the weather. In the first photo, it is warm and dry, but in the second photo, it's rainy. The people in the second photo don't look very happy, probably because of the bad weather. I can't really see the expressions on the faces of the people in the first photo, but I imagine they're happy as they're at a festival and the weather is fine.
Exam Skills Trainer 2. Exercise 4.
Hello, and thank you for asking me to come and speak to you today. I'd like to start by telling you a little bit about how I became a space scientist. I was always interested in the stars and spent a lot of time as a child staring out of my window at the night sky. I also read books from the library and learned all about the planets and famous astronomers such as Galileo, who studied the stars. I used to stand in the garden and point out the names of the planets to my very patient parents. Science wasn't really my favourite subject when I was at school. I preferred maths, although I wasn't very good at it. I also played the violin and the piano very well, and I thought for a while that music would be my future career. But then I went on a school trip to the Science Museum in London. There was an exhibition about the history of space travel and also a film about shooting stars. I thought it was amazing that most of the shooting stars we see are meteoroids. These objects can be small, like sand, or larger rocks. A meteoroid becomes a meteor when it hits the atmosphere and leaves a bright light behind it. That night, I was looking out of my window and there was a shooting star. I was so excited, I decided right then that I would be a space scientist. I worked hard at school and studied physics at university. After that, I worked for several years as a research assistant at different universities in Britain and later in Japan. During that time, I worked on a very exciting space mission to Mars. Now I'm back in Britain working on another space mission. People ask me how to become a space scientist. Well, it isn't easy, but I'm proof that it's possible. It doesn't matter too much which university you go to, but you need to get the best science degree you can and then go from there. Follow your dreams and don't give up.